tell you what, every time I remember Veterans Days, I go back to the days in the United States veteran were celebrated on November 11 every year, the same day that World War I hostilities formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So think about those days and think about today. We have to honor those that went before us, because without those guys sacrificing their time, their families, and their lives, I mean, you and I would not be here today. And what's amazing is about these great veterans that, they came to serve those people who they didn't know. I mean, they never met him before, and they came here, and they went all over the world to protect and to serve those that were in need. So what a great day to celebrate who we are.
Right.
So how does that make you feel, knowing that you have, somebody looking out for you before you came, and, how does that make you feel? Does it instill some kind of sense of boldness or a sense of gratitude to you?
I tell you what, I feel honored because at first, as a kid, I used to read all the stories about these great heroes and these men and women who serve and give their lives and their times to once again to keep our nation alive. And I said, man, one day it'll be me, kids and adults talking about me. Yeah. And once again, you never think about it until you become part of that team, which is, Army Strong team. And I'm just proud to be an American. It is an honor to be in the Army, And I tell you what, I feel honored to serve, and it's great because once again, when I look at these young soldiers every day, I look at them and say, man, and soldier, what is your legacy? And they ask me, Sergeant Major, my legacy is to do the right thing. I said, well, good, because once again, one day you might be the guy who's going to be sitting right here where I'm sitting today, or you might be the guy who's going to be the President of the United States, and you will be making a big difference. So
yeah, and that'll tie into our next topic perfectly after the break. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, it's a nice segue, Sergeant Smith.
Got you.
We're going to go take a look at the weather right now. It's currently 66 degrees, partly cloudy, and later on tonight it's going to be partly cloudy with the low about 47 degrees. 10% chance of rain Thursday night. Tomorrow, Friday, is going to be cloudy with occasional rain in the afternoon. 90% chance of rain, so pack your umbrellas. It's going to be a high around 60 degrees and 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. And Friday night is going to be a 100% chance of rain with cloudy periods of rain and a low around 50 degrees. So, I mean, I'm not really that upset. The weather is still beautiful. 60 degrees, 50 degree lows. That's awesome. I mean, I can't complain. Yeah, it's going to rain a little bit, but, I'll take that over 30 degrees every day. So Saturday is going to be overcast with a high about 62, 20% chance of rain. And Saturday night, it's going to be a few clouds from time to time with a low about 44 degrees.
Your exchange fuel prices are unleaded $2.36, premium $2.79, and diesel $2.62. Your DoD Community Bank exchange rate is $1. Will get you 1,128 won. There we go.
All right, that being said, we're going to take a short break, and right after the break, we'll come back with a little bit of Megan Trainor, maybe some Eric Hutchinson with Watching You, Watch Him. Keep it locked right here on AFN The Eagle. We're proudly serving America's best. Wrong one. 2:27 right now, and that was Megan Trainor with Like I'm Gonna Lose You. Before that, you heard Eric Hutchinson, Watching You, Watch Him. And I'm in the studio with Sergeant Smith, 2-Cab PAO, and also Command Sergeant Major Estevan Sotorosado, the 2-Cab Command Sergeant Major. And I'm getting better with rolling those R's as we speak, so every second goes by.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
You're doing very well. You're doing very well.
Thank you. I can't. I'll never be the original article, but I can do my best to
Hey, so you good. That means you got what it takes to be in the Army. So
Just only because I'm rolling those R's, right?
That's it.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's
Army strong.
up. All day long. All right, so we talked a little bit about what Veterans Day is and what that means to the Sergeant Major. We're going to talk a little bit right now, but about why it's so important for young soldiers to understand what it means to be a veteran. So what do you have to say about that, Sergeant Major?
Well, I think that it's important for our soldiers to understand what it means to be a veteran because three things. Number one, we have a commitment to our nation that is bigger than sometimes our ego. And as you have a commitment to our nation, you have to understand that you are the ambassador of the United States everywhere you're at. And everybody's looking at you, how we as a U.S. citizens are supposed to act, even when people is not looking at us. Number two, you have to have a strong, positive character. Without a character, you will not be called a good veteran. So with a good, positive character, doing what's right, even when people is not looking at you, for me, it's great because the young generation, kids, they're coming up, they see veterans who serve and the ones that are currently serving doing what's right, and they wanted to emulate their character. And lastly, as a veteran, all of those that went before us, they were very competent. They were very pro on their jobs, and the ones that are currently serving, they are also very competent. And to be a veteran, you got to have the 3 C's: commitment, character, and competence.
Awesome. Now, see, when you talk about commitment and character, and being an ambassador, a lot of people forget about that. 'Cause we're in Korea, right? Once you step outside of the base, you're actually in Korea. You know what I mean?
Yep.
In the nation, like you're in Korea, and then everything that you do, like you're being watched. Like you said, you're being watched. And they see you, the way you carry yourself. And a lot of people forget that, international incidents can't happen just by you doing what you normally do in the United States. But being here in Korea and in a different country, they don't do the same things that we do, And one small step could be a catastrophe for, the United States because they look at us as ambassadors.
Yes, indeed.
So I think people remain cognizant of that simple fact. I want to say, I think, we'd be better off. So, didn't want to.
No. But Sergeant Major, so you have a son, right? And
Yes.
he serves in the Air Force?
Unfortunately, he's serving in the Air Force. No, just kidding. We are very proud. Melissa and I, my wife, are very proud of Estevan, who is currently serving in the Air Force, stationed at Mountain Home, Idaho.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Awesome.
And I tell you what, we are very proud of his achievements, and he is a great dental technician.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And we went to visit him a couple times, and he's very proud to serve the Air Force. And I think the Air Force have gained a great leader. So I'm looking forward to see him next year. And I tell you what, great American.
So what do you teach him about being a veteran and those 3 C's that you talked about, the character, competence, and what was the third one? Commitment, right?
Yeah. Well, once again, everybody's got their own identity, and he's one of the unique guys that as a son, we always taught him you have to be committed to whatever you want to do in life. You have to have a commitment because that's what's going to take you to the next level, and be a positive character. Do what's right so others can follow you to the next level. And if you have a negative character, people is gonna not gonna follow you at all. But by being a positive and have a attitude that is very influential, for me and our family, that is having a strong character. And lastly, in everything we do, we are very competitive in the Army. And I told my son, hey, you're going to the Air Force, remember this, you got to be competent because I'm not gonna be right behind you. They're not gonna call you the son of Sergeant Major Sotorosado. They're gonna call you, hey, Steven Soto. Why you not making things happen? And so he's been great. He plays softball. He plays soccer, and he's very strong. And we're proud of him.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. Now we're going to take a short break, and we'll be coming back and we'll talk about, what he wants from the two-cab, soldiers and, how they can prepare for the holiday season. Talk a little bit about that. But until then, we have some Destiny's Child and we have some Seraphim Relics as well. So just keep it locked right here on AFN The Eagle because we are proudly serving America's best. It's 2:44 right now, and we are back. Talked a little bit about Veterans Day with Command Sergeant Major Estevan Sotorosado from 2CAB. He's the Command Sergeant Major down there. And also I have Sergeant Jesse Smith, 2CAB PAO in the studio. And we've been talking a little bit about Veterans Day, and last break we talked a little bit about why it's important for young soldiers to understand what it means to be a veteran. And he talked a little bit about his son and how awesome he was for selecting the Air Force. Of course, Army strong all day long. The Air Force son, I guess he won. Oh, that was good, right? You like that?
I think he was aiming high.
I didn't like it.
Haters gonna hate. It's all good. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about what you want the soldiers from 2CAB to think about going into the holiday season.
That's pretty good that you asked that. And once again, I want the 2CAB soldiers to think about going into the holiday season. Number one, to think about their family, how much sacrifice they have done for us, and it's important that we think about our families because most of the time we are away from our homes, conducting missions and conducting training, and our families sometimes would love to have us present within during this time. So I want, once again, the 2CAB soldiers, think about family, that's important. And keep in mind that they are out there waiting for you to come back home in pieces. Number two, I want them to think about the honor to serve our great nation. It's once again, this is a time that we have to honor who we are and honor those that went before us. And also to think about their duty. Our duty is to fulfill the commitment that we have to serve those that are currently abroad. And lastly, to think about their country, the United States of America, the greatest nation ever, and to think about our allies here in Korea who has given us the chance to be together in one mind and one spirit and to fight and to be a team player. So 2CAB, once again, think about your family, honor, duty, and country, and I guarantee you, you will be Army strong.
That's, words to live by, literally. Like, seriously, think about that and live by those words. So what are your plans for the holiday season, Sergeant Major? What do you have planned? What do you got going on?
Well, right now we have a challenge going on. It's called the 2000 Sergeant Major Soto and 2CAB 2,000-mile run. We are running. We have a team that composed of 7 persons in the team, and each member have to run at least minimum of 2.5 miles. The goal is that by February 29, we accomplish 2,000 miles. And yeah, I know. I see how you're looking. Hey, Army strong, buddy. Bottom line is we're going to be gathering, working together as a team, looking out for our young soldiers to ensure they are feeling welcome, feeling part of the team. And I'm going to be eating some arroz con gandules, rice and beans. That's our favorite dish. during this holiday season,
Okay.
and it's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to have some good time.
Are you staying here?
I'm staying here, local in Korea. I'll be traveling around, go to Jeju Island, go to down south, and my wife is looking forward for that. And I know some of you Army 2 Cap too, Roger, but it's all good.
What about you, Sarge Smith? What you got planned for this season?
Right now, I'm just trying to get my family back. They're in Florida visiting. They're supposed to come back next week, so they should be back in time for the holidays. And just spending time with them because, my daughter, she's 2 years old now, and I haven't gotten to spend that much time with her. So it's gonna be awesome to be able to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holiday season with them.
Teach us some traditions and
Exactly.
sweet potato pie and how to make all of that good stuff.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right. That being said, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna go check out the weather right now. It's currently 66 degrees, and it's gonna be a low about 47 tonight. Tomorrow, Friday, is gonna be a high of 59 and a low of 50, and Saturday is gonna be a high of 62 and a low of 44.
Your exchange fuel rates are unleaded $2.36, premium $2.79, and diesel $2.62. Your DoD Community Bank exchange rate is $1. Will get you 1,128 won.
Alrighty. All right. Hey, Sergeant Major, thank you for coming out. It's been a pleasure talking about Veterans Day, and whenever you want to come back, just coordinate with that Sergeant Smith, and we can get you back on the show. Whenever you feel like it, just stop by. Hey, what's going on?
Roger.
On the radio.
Well,
Hey.
Sergeant Gordon, once again, thank you, and thank you, Air Force, for allowing us to be part of your program. God bless you to all the audience and to all those who are currently in training. Be safe, stay engaged, and kapchi da.
Oh, and I just wanted to say, I want all the listeners to come back next hour because this is a 2-hour special of Talon Talk. We're going to have Captain Hill from our Delta Company 3-2 on, and we're going to be talking about some of the awesome things his unit's been doing lately, like the Spartan Race, which is a really difficult obstacle course if you don't know what that is. So definitely come back next hour.
All right. That being said, we're going to take a short break and be right back with some Taylor Swift and some J. Cole and TLC. Good luck. AFN the Eagle.